G'day cobbers and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic. We are going to be doing a series of achievements. There we go. So in this one we're going to be showing everyone how to get 100% on the space missions. So at the start we go to our fleet. If we bring up our map in the northern or northeastern area, in the middle here you'll see the starship upgrades. So if we click on this gentleman here, he has them all. When purchasing upgrades for certain missions, you don't want to start the group of those missions until you hit a certain level. So for anything that needs a grade 1 upgrade, you wouldn't really want to do that before you hit level 17. You know, like you can get the shields at level 14 with the beam generator, but the other things you can't. So I wouldn't, just to make the run easier, I wouldn't attempt to do the space missions that need all grade 1 until you have all grade 1. It's just logical. But the thing about it is when you purchase it, it has a 2-hour cooldown. So long as you finish using it within that 2 hours, you can sell it back to any vendor and get your full refund. So that's a crucial tip. I mean, it's not so bad at the start, although level 17, unless you've got multiple tunes, you're not really going to be able to come up with, you know, like 3,500 credits roughly. At that time you don't have 3,500 credits to throw away. So it's in your best interest to do the missions when you get close to that 2-hour cooldown finishing. Just go back, find any vendor anywhere on any planet and sell it back. You don't have to come back to this guy to sell it back to him. Same as when you hit the level 31 to do the grade 3 missions. You know, you're looking then at what's that, 8, 9, 13, 17, 19, 20,000 credits. Once again, at that stage, you can't afford to throw away that many credits on something like your space missions. So buy them. Wait for near the end of the cooldown, or wait until you finish doing what you're doing, and sell them back. If you still want to continue doing the space missions, there's nothing stopping you from finding any vendor anywhere, selling them, and then coming back to fleet and buying them straight back. And then for the grade 5s, you're at level 42. It's nearly 20,000 per item, which you don't want to be throwing that sort of cash away at that level. Although these days you don't have to pay for your abilities when you level up, although you will still have to for your crafting skills. But you definitely don't want to have to throw that sort of cash away for no reason. So that's why keep an eye on that the cooldown.
Anything a soldier needs, and some things he doesn't.
And make sure you get to any vendor before it runs out. So currency, fleet comms. Each space mission gives you a certain amount of comms the first time you do them. Usually it's only between 1 and 3. It's when you do it the second time is when you start getting more fleet comms. the ones that don't require any upgrades at all, you're only getting between 1 and 3 grade 1 upgrades. You're probably getting 5 to 8 comms. So if you sit there and you do them all in a day, where you're say level 42, you go in, you buy all grade 5 upgrades, and then you go out and you do your dailies as such. You know, the one, practice them every day. You can eventually afford your power conversion module. You know, it's only 30, so you'd probably be able to get them when you're only doing your grade 1 and grade 3s. Same as these ones, you know, like level 45 for your EMP generator and 35 for your war-fed pods. But you will, when you hit level 50, you will be looking for the grade 7 upgrades, and that supersedes everything except for your proton torpedo. There is no upgrade for that. Once you get that green one, that's it. That's all there is. So on a Cybertech, you purchase all of these ones and you can build your 3 main, or not main, but you know, your missile magazine, shield deflector, and electronic warfare pod. This works out really well in certain areas at certain times, because enemies cannot target you for 15 seconds. And that will come in really handy. What else do we have here? So all of these 350. Once you purchase these for your 150, what have we got? Yep, so you still have your 2-hour cooldown. Definitely make sure you get back within that 2 hours to get your fleet comms back. They're harder to come by than cash. Like I said, once you hit level 42, you got grade 5 stuff. You can do everything up to
Good luck out there.
I believe it's impossible sector, and that will give you 70 fleet comms per day. So after 5 days, you will be able to upgrade 1 item to that level 50 grade 7 item. Okay, so I'll disappear to my ship now and I'll show you where you can pick up these missions. Alrighty, so here we are. This is where you'll pick up all your space missions. So once you do 1, they will turn into operations, but before that they're called space combat. Yeah, so if you pick up, say, where are we? Let's pick up the bottom one. Okay, fund or escort. That's the first one you're going to get. Once you do that, it'll turn to Operation Midnight Freedom. So you come over to the map, click in the middle, there's fund or escort right there. If you click on that, it tells you here, recommended ship upgrades. It tells you any. Whereas when you have ones like, just let me abandon that. When you have ones like Impossible Sector, so that's New Eclipse, you click on that one. Impossible Sector, I think, is it down here? Nope, up the top maybe. There we go, Impossible Sector. It tells you recommended level of ship upgrades is grade 5 or higher. Yeah, so that'll let you know what you need to do, and then to get those upgrades you've got to be a certain level. So Impossible Sector is the hardest of the grade 5s. So on my I shall leave a link to that at the end. I've already completed that one. Okay, so let's cover that one up, and let's go have a look at the grade 7 ones. So all of these ones here, Thanium Disruption, Hypori Escort, Barros, New Cove Icefield, Artis, and Regnant Station are each grade 5s. You can tell that because they give you blue rep certificates. So you can do these ones once a week. On a Sunday night, they will give you 2 that are joined together, and it's usually Barros Ambush and Thanium Disruption together, and you will get 80 fleet comms. You'll get a blue rep certificate and a purple rep certificate. But we won't do that now. I think the easiest one to start with, and the one that I finished first, I believe, was New Cove Icefield. Yes, I think we'll start off here. I think Thanium Disruption is the hardest. So let's give New Cove Icefield its... I don't think... because usually all of these have... it's just the same ones over and over again. It's just that they're a little bit harder each time. When you get to these ones, there is not much that I think the only one that's close might be Artist Outposts, or maybe Regnant Station. But yeah, anyway, New Cove Icefield. Let's pick that one up, and I will show you how to do that. It's the easiest way. So always remember that when you start the fight, oh, that's another thing too. When you bring up your ship and the parts that they are, so this one here, improved power conversion module. It says when you use it, the blast cannons deal more damage, but shield generation is cut in half. And the other use is shield regeneration is boosted significantly, but blast cannons deal very little damage. So number 1 is the blast cannons do more damage. Number 2 is shield regeneration is faster. So when you start any fight, always hit number 1 straight up. There is no exception. Always hit number 1 at the start. Improved electromagnetic pulse is on use, it delivers a massive amount of damage to nearby enemies and allies. The blast will remove all shields, including your own. It's unavoidable. So preferably, I mean, that is a oh shit moment. There are times when you'll use that when it's not an oh shit moment. You'll do it strategically, but there will be time to get your shields back. And improved electronic warfare pod. It stops enemies from targeting you for 15 seconds. That will come in handy very often, but once again, you will only want to use it in strategic moments, because both of these two have, I think it's a 5-minute cooldown, and when the space mission only goes for you know, 6 to 7 minutes, you've only got 2 opportunities throughout the fight to use it. So on that note, when you start every space mission, you want to hit number 1 as soon as the load screen's finished. Let's try that again without the exit. There we go. So engage space mission in New Cove ice field. We have a look, it is grade 7 or higher. As there is no higher, you definitely want to have grade 7. So first thing we do, hit number 1. Okay, so where the target comes through now is, you'll see him in the background, but your icon doesn't change. You have to take out this middle one first before the others are vulnerable. So and then each one of them will, it's about 5 to 6 rounds, we'll take out each one of them. So this one here, you want to take out the target areas on this as quick as possible. Okay, that's taken out, because you will need that gone for later.
Sorry, friend.
So a lot of the times you will won't be able to complete these bonuses on the first run. So what you do is you'll pick like the annihilate the enemy, the 80 ships. You'll pick that, and then that's what you'll focus on. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it, because they changed the graphics on it, so the ships, the engines didn't flare, so you can't see them at a distance to get ready to target them. So now it's not until they're right on top of you, or when the cursor changes, that you'll notice that there's ships there. So always try and keep moving. Okay, so we've only got 2 of them to take out on this one. So this is where we want to save our... Gotta try and pick this out, like number 4 now. Switch to number 4, use our missiles, because our shields won't regenerate while you're shooting the pulse cannons. There you go, hit number 1 again and go back to shooting with your main your main weapon. So once again, target the middle. And we missed out on 2 on this, so we want to try and target these last 2. There we go. And then use your missiles as much as you can on that. We've only got 3 or 4 times that we go past it, that we have to do as much damage as possible. Here it comes again. There it is. So this one also we have to take out as well. We want to try and barrel roll as often as we can without running into anything. And we missed. So I think he should be coming around the corner. There he is. and he's taken out. So as you see, I got the achievement for this tune, and all of these ones here are 6 rounds each. We'll take each one of them out. There we go. So we've only got another 18 rounds to take out. These hardpoint clusters, like I said, once you've taken those middle parts out, the outside is relatively easy. We've got plenty of ships still to take out. 6 rounds and 6 rounds. Now we've got to try and take this out as quick as possible if we can. There we go. And we just missed out one. Like I said, the annihilate the enemy is not a priority unless you know, you do it in stages. You do the 2 secondary targets first, and then you come back and you do the primary targets. Where is the codex? That's where your space missions are there. See, New Cove bonuses. Now you got to eliminate the enemy and annihilate the enemy. Plus, no pilot stands a chance. So if I wanted to, I could now go back into New Cove Icefield and just do annihilate the enemy, which is take out the 80 ships. So that's it, basics. It's not too difficult, as long as you realise that there's multiple opportunities to take out each target. The only one you might have problems with is taking out all the fighters. But if you come back and you do that just on its own, you'll get that achievement, and then you can, you know, if you've missed out one of the other ones, you can go back and do that on its own. It's only the primary objectives that you have to do to complete the mission. Other than that, it's at your own leisure. So if you have a if you want me to do all of the missions, Midnight Freedom and all of these ones with at level the, you know, grade 3 armor and grade 5 armor as at level, I'll do that, but just leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'll leave some links on the page over that way somewhere, and it'll be like Impossible Sector, maybe some other videos as well. So yeah, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.